video, but we'll see. Here's the first part of the story. So I became the high school Bible teacher in the fall of 2017. So your sister was in that class. Liv's sister was in that class. And Mr. Hood had been the teacher before that, so I was probably not their first choice. But they were nice to me. They were very nice kids. It was a great group. They were very engaged. It was just one class. Everybody was in one class. And I began to teach this curriculum that they had called Summit something. And I think, I know we got it used. And it was written in about 1984, maybe. And there was just so much about it that was problematic. Like all of so this is supposed to be about worldview and culture, right? And all of their examples of culture were like Madonna and a 1982 movie, and and it wasn't hitting home. And then the production values of the videos were like there was one interview where the guy's whole half of his face was in darkness and this half was in light. This is going to be like artistic, is and then there was this dude that looked like a Civil War general. He had one of those things that was like it wasn't a beard and it wasn't a mustache. It kind of came up like this. Yeah. And I couldn't tell what he said because I was like, what is up with his face? But then the biggest issue was that it just wasn't relevant. And it was also written to a college audience, which is fine. And these were smart kids, but it was a little bit too much. So I begged Mrs. Schrog to find a new curriculum, and she allowed me to. She says yes. They both do. I don't know. Because then they'll start saying it. So I began to look, and I talked to my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law said, I know this woman named Nancy Fitzgerald, and she has a curriculum, and you might want to look into that. So I looked into it, and I liked it, but you had to take a class in order to become a facilitator for this curriculum. And so I did that online, and I sent my stuff in, and I'm driving home from La Platte, and I get this call. And you're about to find out that she's very matter of fact and very straightforward. And so I say, hi, I don't know who it is. And she said, is this Amy Keiser? She probably said Kaiser. Yes, it is. I'm Nancy Fitzgerald. I read all of your test, and it was the best test I've ever received. And I said, I got to meet this girl that did this. And so we had this lovely conversation. We've stayed in conversation. I've helped them a little bit with how do they take this from a youth group program to a Christian school program. It works out pretty easily, but this was actually written for youth groups, and you'll see that in the videos as well. This is better. I don't think it's perfect, but it's better. And every year I try to update it and to make it relevant. And I use parts of this, and part of it I do, and part of it we do from the video. So it won't all be video. It won't all be me. It'll be a little bit of both. And then we're going to do something else different this year that I'll explain in a little bit. So there are 8 required, they call them lessons. Think unit, anywhere from a week to 2 to 3 weeks for a lesson. For them, it's just like 1 3-hour youth group, on a Sunday night or whatever. And so if you'll open to the table of contents, we'll talk about those lessons. So the first lesson, the one we're going to begin today, is what is the Christian worldview? And then you'll see the other 7 required ones. So what are the 5 major worldviews? Who is God? Is the Bible reliable? Was Jesus Christ resurrected? Why does it matter? Is Jesus Christ God? What is the Trinity? what is a Christian? Am I one? And then did life just happen, or were we created? Okay, so of those, we will do the first 7. Don't Nancy that I'm not doing one because we spent the whole first semester last year figuring that out. So I don't feel like that's necessary. But I'm also going to do something else that's different for this year. So after we do these 7 lessons, then you see that there are 21 in all. And so I let you vote on which ones of those you want to do. And last year, the last one we did was on leadership. It was I think it's number 21. No, that's healthy relationships. Number 18, how can I become a leader who influences culture for Christ? And it basically is just this really great video. What is his name? I can see his face. Can't think of his name. And he just does a really great job about talking about leadership. And then I had them write a paper about either about like what is their strength in leadership, or how are they going to lead in the future, or something like that. And Gracie came up to me and said, "I think you need to do this with the seniors early in the year." And I was like, "You're right," which is what I usually said to Grace. Anything. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a step out of these first 7, and after we're done with what is a Christian worldview, and we're going to it's short, like it's just a video, and we're going to watch that video, and I'm going to have you. I'm going to tweak the prompt, say cornerstone, or the if not cornerstone, then in whatever arena you're in, whether that's the workplace or home. Like, how can I be a leader that reflects who Christ is, that is a Christian leader? And so hopefully then that will give you some ideas of how you can lead at Cornerstone. And I'm really excited about that. So we'll start differently this year, but we'll begin with lesson 1. What is the Christian worldview? So if you would please open up to the first part of that. I'm just going to tell you a few things, and then I'm going to let Nancy take it away from there, and I'll probably come back tomorrow and do some of it as well. So it says, what is Anchors Away? Anchors Away is a college-level Christian worldview educational experience targeting high school seniors and college students. Our purpose is to encourage each student's inner transformation through the working of the Holy Spirit and equip them to confidently live out their faith in every area of life, be it on the college campus or in the workplace. The goal of Anchors Away is for students to live passionately, think Christianly, and love others unconditionally for the glory of God. Each lesson, it's each week for them, but each lesson will be presenting a truth of the Christian faith. We will refer to this truth as an anchor. So each lesson has an anchor. It has a short phrase that says what's the most important thing. So the anchor for this first one is the Christian worldview is the way God views the world. And so each lesson has, or each unit has an anchor. I want to talk to you a little bit about how did it get the name Anchors Away. That might be familiar to you because it is a Navy term. And the Navy term is this, anchors away. And when a naval ship is docked and it has its anchor down, when it's time for them to go out to sea, they bring the anchor up. And once the anchor leaves the floor of the seabed, then the anchor is away. It is often, and the ship is off as well. Now, they changed it to one word, which bothers me just a little bit, and away, because of this. You all have had this cocoon of Cornerstone, a place where you can grow and thrive and develop and all of those things that happen in a cocoon. But like it or not, I assume most of you like it, but there's always someone who's like, that isn't sure they want to go. You're leaving here. Okay, if you fail your classes, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And so you will be picking up your anchor, and you will be going somewhere, hopefully other than to play video games in your parents' basement. So this is why we do worldview just before you weigh anchor, and you leave to go wherever that is, whether that's a college or a workplace or the military, whatever it is, and then start your adult life. So anchors away is a way of saying, look, we're teaching you these things before you're out on your own, living your life, hopefully for the glory of God. So that's the kind of the beginning of this, and I'm going to let Nancy explain a little bit more of it, and then she's going to tell you some stories from her life. You should know that she says, I play a little golf. She plays a lot of golf. She was on the highest amateur tour just before professional golf. So she's a very, very good golfer, and her story's going to say something about that as well. Not how good she is, just about golf. She's going to give her testimony. I will. I'll be turning the volume up and down. I should probably stop that. I'm going to be turning the volume up and down because parts of it are not very loud, and um, I'll be hopefully regulating that. Okay, let's stop here.